technical difficulties there, but what's up with WD3?
What's up, Magoo?
Man, another day, almost the end of the year, end of the decade, is what, history in the making and all that? I remember, like, what, 20 years ago, 20 in 2000, that's what I'm basing everything off of, like.
The year 2K? You remember that?
Yeah, year 2K. What, man, do you remember the big scare of 2K, Y2K?
Yeah,
like, computers going to make everything crash.
Yeah,
and
it was going down.
It
was the end of the world. But, hey, today, what we're going to talk about is war. War's in the air. I mean,
it's a never-ending story.
It's a never. It seems like, hey, you're watching ItCast. Thanks for trending it with WD3. It's my co-host Magoo, 3 O's. It's your host WD3, and today we're going to talk about war.
Hey, apologies, we're off to a little late start, but for those that's new to the show and those that are returning to the show, 6 o'clock every Monday. Tune in, chime in, hey, participate.
Now, getting that we're at a late start, it still is no shortage of news today. Now, today is one of those Mondays where we wake up and let's get into some world news. It says that the U.S. military carries out airstrikes in Iraq and Syria against Kataib Hezbollah. We know the U.S. has had it out for Hezbollah, and there's a lot of negative press when it comes to that organization. And Hezbollah, in all fairness, is pretty negative when it comes to the U.S. There's a lot going on.
Wait. Correction. We don't know. I was reading this little story and whatnot. I'm kind of confused. Syria, Hezbollah, Iran. I'm like, okay.
Well, Hezbollah is
who's who and what? Like, I could have sworn we supposed to be friends with Iran or no? Or
well, Hezbollah is a political and a military organization within Lebanon. And they have been in recent conflict with Israel, which is a strong ally of the U.S., as we know. So that's the source of a lot of the tension in these areas. Now, according to the story, Chief Pentagon spokesman Jonathan Huffman confirmed precision defensive strikes were conducted at 5 facilities of the Kataib Hezbollah militia group in Iraq and Syria. The operation was conducted in response to a recent rocket attack on an Iraqi base near Kirkuk. Do you see this as Trump really trying to divert the attention away from some of the troubles he's having domestically here?
Actually, in this type of thing, like I said, it's what I said at the beginning that the war is always happening. I mean, Trump really don't have nothing to do with this. I mean, there's going to be a war every time there, no matter what presidents or name or whatever is in office or sitting in that chair. It has nothing to do with no administration. It's just the way of the world, the food chain.
In a lot of respects,
when the war ever ended.
In a lot of respects, I agree with you because I always say, look for the money. A $400,000 presidential job is not the man ruling the world. There's somebody out there making trillions. There's a gentleman out there that owns different central banks in the whole country. So that guy puts the red light on something. I don't think a $400,000 a year job. But they do spend billions to get the job, so it's pretty.
You make money. They make money during the war. Like,
yeah.
I mean, back in not too long ago, Bush, he had the Carlyle Group, and their company has built the tanks and ammunition.
Flying Osama bin Laden out.
So every time you fire a round, their company gets paid to refurbish or resupply us. Supply the war, basically.
But you also have to think about the human costs in some conflicts like this. You got Americans and foreign fighters, innocent people, because we're always fighting on someone else's soil. So our soldiers are at risk for this business ploy that you say. Me personally, I think there's so many different coincidences in this attack. I mean, right after impeachment, you have so many different organizations that are now, they got Trump by the throat. Now the people who would want favors from Trump, now they're calling on those favors. They're calling on those favors because who's he going to turn to? The Democrats have already made their play. So we're going to keep an eye on this story because
Democrats have pretty much made it abundantly clear there's no quick pro quo.
Well, if you've ever seen
with the Democrats,
if you've ever seen a wild animal backed into a corner, that's Trump. That's Donald Trump right now. So we're gonna keep an eye on some of the goings on because everybody knows that you start a war, it can kind of galvanize support behind the president.
All spare and love and war.
Well, that's what they say. Well, anyways, more world news. British teenager found guilty of lying about gang rape in Cyprus by Israeli youths. Okay. Was Kobe Bryant anywhere around there when this was going on?
Come on, you know that had nothing to do with it.
All right. Well, according to the story, the 19-year-old convicted of the charge of public mischief was arrested after withdrawing her accusation that she was attacked by up to 12 men in her hotel room while on holiday in the Cypriot resort of Iaya Napa in July. So she basically made up this story, I guess, that 12 men attacked her, and I guess the truth was uncovered. We hate to see things like this because, let's go ahead and bring it back up. You got the R. Kelly thing going on.
But he's 19.
Well,
you can't really put him in the same category R. Kelly.
Well, you got the R. Kelly thing going on. You got so many different sexual things going on. And for someone to come out and lie, it really does muddy the waters even further whenever you're trying to get down to the bottom of these truths. So I really hate to see these stories of people lying, the old Jussie Smollett type stories. You remember that?
I could dig it.
Okay.
It makes sense. I mean, fair is fair. Whether you're white, black, no matter what color, and how much money you have, everybody should be treated fairly.
Yeah. Well, speaking of lying, we were all lied to when we thought that OU had a shot against LSU. Holy smokes.
I wouldn't say we was lied to. I think OU pretty much underestimated.
Man, I underestimated this guy.
Underestimated
the name that everybody needs to remember is Joe Burrow. I mean, that guy. I didn't see. I gotta admit, I didn't see LSU play a lot this year. So a lot of my bravado for OU was just based on seeing OU playing against, I guess, the bums in the Big 12. But we came up against a juggernaut in LSU and 7 touchdown passes in the first half, 4 touchdown receptions by a wide receiver in the first half. That thing got ugly real quick. But I will say this. There was a pivotal non-call. I hate to, I don't want to be the guy bringing that up, but if we're analyzing the game, there was a pivotal non-call on the pass interference with the OU receiver that I thought really changed the momentum right there.
I seen that replay. That was in the Twitter news.
Yeah.
We're on ESPN right now, but that made Twitter. I seen that replay over and over.
I mean, it didn't account for 7 touchdown passes in one half. He broke all the records for the bowl games in the first half. So keep an eye on Joe Burrow. He's going to be a Cincinnati Bengal. I know my boy Jay, who he's the only Bengal fan in the world outside of Cincinnati. He's going to be pretty happy.
It's crazy, though. It's like, that wasn't the only upset of the whole, I know a lot of people were looking forward to the Saturday game of OU, all that turnout, but Christmas Day, man, that was an upset. The Lakers, man, oh my God.
You still real? But here's the thing with that. I mean,
how did that happen?
The Clippers played with a lot of energy. It seems like LeBron is really trying to use his first part of the season to get Anthony Davis off and get the rest of the team. I mean, look at the last 2 games. He's gotten 29 assists in the last 2 games. I mean, LeBron James played both ends of a back-to-back at 35 years old. He just turned 35 today. I mean, what can you say about a guy like LeBron James?
King.
He's definitely my favorite player because of the way that he takes care of himself and how many years he's been able to do it. So yeah, you're right to bring up that Christmas Day upset, but I mean it's early in the season.
We have 2 upsets. We're in Oklahoma, so OU didn't get their day
in the Cowboys. I mean the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't care less about the Cowboys.
Oh, so you're a Cowboy hater? Do I spot a hater?
No, remember, I'm for all the teams that have Oklahoma.
Gotcha.
Players in it.
We still got the Chiefs.
You got the Ravens that did good.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Ravens. I love that quarterback.
You got what's his name? Not Ingram. Brown. Brown's cousin, Antonio Brown. Hollywood Brown.
Yeah. He's falling out in Baltimore.
He's from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Then you got the Raiders.
Yep.
You got an Oklahoma native on their squad. Then you got Cleveland. I'm still trying to root for them.
But we're looking bad right now. I mean, we're looking bad right now. We got dusted.
According to that, yeah.
We got dusted.
Hey,
and we might lose our coach. I mean, Jason Garrett might be out, and Lincoln Riley might be in there with the Cowboys.
Positions and coaching jobs are not what they used to be. Now it's like based off of wins, and you don't even get the whole season to even prove yourself anymore. Now it's like, hey, you win two games, like, nope, you're out of here. You lost your job.
Only one person can win the championship, so everybody should be getting fired, huh? All right, here we go. It says, according to ESPN, the moment that made Clemson, Ohio State a championship fight for the ages. Now, if you watch that game, that was a great game. They say all the semifinals have been pretty much blowouts in college football playoff history, but this game right here broke the mold. It was similar to the old, I believe the game Georgia and OU played. That was pretty close. But it says, Clemson, Ohio State was a back-and-forth battle, much like a legendary boxing match until Tigers delivered the knockout punch in the 12th round. Let me get into it here. Yeah, that game right there. And you know this kid has never lost a game, the quarterback for Clemson. He hasn't lost since the 8th grade or something like that. Pretty cool. Over time, our memories distill classic sporting events just 1 or 2 moments. This is unfair, as a classic is usually set up by a series of indelible events or actions, but our hard drives have only so much memory. The incredible 1984 Miami-Boston College game became fluky to failing and knocked the fourth quarter lead changes of 1,234 yards that preceded it. The 2006 Rose Bowl became Vince Young's TD run and not the multiple run plot twists or fourth down stuffs that set up Young's score. I guess what they're trying to say is a lot of these other games were based on a big moment or one moment that happened in these games. But this game was so special because there was so many different moments that went back and forth. I agree. I mean, this was a really, really well-played game by 2 great programs. I mean, they were so evenly matched, Clemson and Ohio State. I mean, this is going to be a really, really good championship game. All Tigers for the mascots for the championship game, so no advantage there. But hey, I'm looking forward to see if Joe Burrow can really match up with Lawrence, because that kid is 6'6" and he's athletic and he's a really great quarterback. So, and he's a winner. I mean, so this is going to be early predictions. Give me one. Early prediction. You can change it next week too.
Honestly, I'm not even going to do you like that. I don't really follow college football like that.
So you have no prediction on Clemson and LSU. You can't even go with LSU because...
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin? All right, heads.
LSU.
That don't sound like no damn coin. LSU is probably favored. Flip a coin. You should win Clemson and I'll go LSU. Well, hey, so you win LSU, I'll go Clemson. I think, hey, they're the champions. You got to knock them off the hill. Anyway.
Hey, look, check this out. I know every week we do have a Did You Know? But I want to shake things up. Our topics has been very interesting lately. So Well, why we sit and marinate on what's been going on with the sports area or industry or whatnot, college and whatever. Hey, I want to jump into video week and then get to did you know? So,
who we got for video of the week? Who
actually,
we got for?
look, this is a very special occasion. This is the very last video of the week of the year 2019.
The decade of the teens.
The decade of the teens.
Now we're going to the roaring 20s.
We started off, I told you, I remember we was doing in year 2K, you know, the big hype, the end of the world, the computer's going to crash and everything.
I was going to say, hey, the 1920s, they had a stock market crash, so if things come back around. Anyway, video of the week.
Hey, 20 years later, and this is what we doing. Video of the week. We got my partner, my fellow king, you know, Royalty the Prophet. He's a
you ain't know.
young gentleman, young king that's trying to his career. Hey, and mind you, they don't call me a goof for nothing. I know everybody in the YouTube world, like, hey, what's going on? They go from here to there to there. Look, I can't see. That's why they call me a goof. Make sure you check that out. New Year's. Or no, actually, I might have to push that back. I might give it to you on the 3rd of January. Morals are sincere. Magoo, you done it again. You're a type. Straight, on my producer side, instrumental album I'm doing. It's called You're a Type. Magoo, you done it again. Self-explanatory. That's why some people see me like this all the time. I can't see. And if you're in the YouTube world and they go from this to that, it's not really in order. It's like, I'm trying to get there. But once I learn it and memorize it, it's going to be flawless. But I said this to say that. Back to the video of the week. Young King, Royalty the Prophet.
You ain't know. Rolling with the best. This shit crazy, my nigga. Crazy, my nigga. I'm too raw for you. Too raw for you. Too raw for you. Acting like you ain't know. Rolling with the best. You in the way if you ain't rolling with us. Rolling. I'm too raw for you. You ain't know. Rolling with the best. Watch you drop the raw on you. Gotta cook it up yourself. I'm too raw for you. Gotta cook it up yourself. I'm too raw for you. Want the job done right. Always quick to tell a nigga when he doing wrong. Better mind your own business. Somebody should've told him. Them bullets ain't got no ice on them. Had the money in your hands when you walk through the door. Black Wall Street, Trip the Stadium, lead that Hollywood shit at home. Can't nobody stop me but the man in the mirror. Don't make me wipe your nose. What I need another man for? Nigga cashed out on everything, got my own plug. All I need is blue strips, spin with me consistently, baby. I'ma show love. Ain't no more frontin' lame niggas backs. The last nigga caught him tryna split her through the back door. I ain't ever losing low sleep over any petty nigga pillow talking worried about me. You won't ever catch him outside. Pussy nigga too afraid that the light might strike him. Must've thought that the beef was over. Been the corner with the stick, wake him up, make him hit the floor. You ain't know, rolling with the best. Watch him drop the raw on you. Gotta cook it up yourself. I'm too raw for you. Gotta cook it up yourself. I'm too raw for you. Want the job done right. Always You know what I'm on.
Man.
That's pretty cool, my boy.
Yeah,
Royalty the Prophet.
Mr. Royalty the Prophet, straight out 918
Doing his
Tulsa,
thing
Oklahoma.
right out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Middle of the map. Shouts out to Chuck
Shout out.
Productions as well. Royalty to the Prophet, always giving up for Black Wall Street, straight out of 918. And, you know, there's history with Black Wall Street. Look that up.
I gotta say one thing. I had an opportunity to talk to Royalty. He's a very nice young man, and you know, there's a lot of different perceptions out there of people based on what they look like or whatever you think of them. But when you get a chance to meet people, it's been an honor being able to meet some of these young artists and just to see different thoughts and where their head is and how driven they are. So it was pretty refreshing to meet those young men. Shout out to Royalty, great video. We'll get into this last story now. This is a U.S. News domestic story. I guess this is something that we keep reporting on time after time. I guess, you know, as some one trends, we report on it. But 3 people, according to where are we at here on Twitter? U.S. News, 3 people are dead after a shooting at a church in White Settlement, Texas, police say. Now, I don't know the story behind the White Settlement, Texas. Do you know the story behind that? Is that just what it's called?
That name in
sort
itself
like
is
Blue
weird
Springs
to me.
Or like
for real.
Black
Where they get up and
Ridge,
name their place,
the
right?
Black Mountains of Idaho, White Springs, Texas. I don't know. White Settlement. Anyway, I guess
that's what they want to call it.
I guess if that's what they want to call it. Police in Fort Worth confirmed that 2 parishioners and a gunman were killed after a shooting at a church in White Settlement, Texas. Unexplained title. The shooter was confronted and shot by parishioners with guns second after he began firing. So, I mean, I guess these clowns keep going up in these places and shooting them up, and black gangbangers keep getting blamed for being the shooters. So, you know, I guess we'll just have to keep an eye on these type of stories as they come up. I guess the CBS News. I mean, this is a national story. I mean, it's a shame. Shout out to all the families and our condolences to all the families who had to endure these type of tragedies, and we hate to hear about these stories. I guess there'll be more that'll come out on this. Hopefully, you know, this is just something that just will come and go. But I guess when the next one comes, we'll report on that too. But hey.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Hey, I don't have any final thoughts, but I got some final statements or things I would like to mention. Again, it is right in the Playpen Studios, man. Shouts out to Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta as well. But I'm nowhere near on that level, but
shout out Tyler Perry.
Shouts out to the Tyler Perry Studios as well. Getting out of here though. Same time, same channel.
So we're gonna try our best to come at you live every Monday.
Every Monday. Check us out.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
You know, check us out. Definitely stay in the comment section. We'll send you a shout out as we see it. Give us a good comment. We try to interact. We appreciate all the supporters and subscribers. And thanks for trending it with WD3. I'm your host, WD3.
I'm not signing off just yet. I would like to give shouts out because I would like y'all to tune in next week. Shout out to our new subscribers for within the last week. They tuned in to our last episode last week. So shouts out to Devin Jones. He said, keep grinding, bro. We're looking good. Interviews and all. Paul Sway, Bentley from the Ancients. Shouts out to you. Lit General 510. Y'all 3, please tune in next Monday, 6 p.m. A6 Andre, Lizzo 4, Alice Jose Tazeman, Royalty the Prophet. Tune in next week, 6 o'clock. We'd like to see you in the comments. Like, this is live chat, so
shout out to Nikki Perez. She's tuning in right now.
Speaking on something that interests you or you want to give your 2 cents, it is live. So live, feel free to go to the live chat. I'm gonna look down and try to respond to you during the episode and whatnot. If you're an artist out there in Oklahoma, 918-405-562, any other area codes, any other cities, surrounding cities, shoot us a message at itcast at Twitter, itcast at Gmail, about your musical content, link to your video. I'm gonna check it out. Let's get it on video of the week.
Hey, and make sure you go check out that WD3 spinning mini movie,
What
the
he
all
said.
day mini movie.
You got 1,000 views already, right?
We got a couple more thousand, but hey, we appreciate all the people who tuned
It's
in
spinning.
and checked it out. Make sure
Spinning
you guys
is
check
spinning.
it out. You know, it's a good
Right.
mini movie. Put in a lot of work, shot and edited
Magoo
by
Vision.
Magoo Vision. You know, we wrote the screenplay and we put I think we put a pretty
January
good
3rd,
product
make sure you
out
go
there.
check out Your Site, Motos Are Sincere, BCD, Magoo, you done it again.
Yeah. Well, thanks for trending in
Live
with the
from the
ItCast.
Playpen
Your host
Studios.
WD3, my co-host Magoo, 3 O's. Peace.
Peace.